Hi, this is a short introduction to Unholy Plague, which is a first to third level adventure for 5e. Uh, and so what you get is, you see that showing a 52-page PDF. It's actually slightly shorter than that because by the time you lose the credits and the content at one end and the open game license at the other, you're down to about 45 pages of content. And so I start off with some advice about if you have to improvise and sort of the levels and challenges in the adventure, and then I kind of start laying the ground. And you know, the main NPC is detailed, and the church because there's a kind of churchy temple background to the adventure. Um, And then the essential elements. Now, the essential elements exist to help you weave this adventure into your chosen setting. So these are the things that kind of have to exist, and as long as you can meet those criteria, you can put this anywhere, and you can change the name of a town, you can change the name of an NPC, anything, as long as you do that to weave it into your setting. So the next bit is establishing questions. Now, you don't have to use this. If you're doing this maybe as a one shot or people are creating characters to play the adventure, then you can ask these questions and that will tie the characters into the start of the adventure. A bit like it's the opposite way around of instead of weaving the adventure into the character's backstory, what you're doing is you're weaving your character's backstory into the adventure. And now we get this bit is kind of cause and effect. Now this is a technique suggested by John Four of Role Playing Tips, and it starts with the very start. What was the root cause of the adventure? And then it does this kind of domino effect of because of that this happened, and because of that this happened, and so on. And the power of this is if you read down through it. Um, if your players want to run a very investigative game and they want to talk to people and they want to do the research, you actually have the facts which you can dip into. And if you want to talk to the oldest person in the village about what their grandfather told them, you might be going back, 90, 100 years, and you can actually go back up the cause and effect, and you'll know what those people may have experienced, what they lived through, and so you can kind of follow that through. And it goes right up to the point where the adventure begins, and the point of the adventure is to play to find out what happens. So then you got the story begins, and this is really kind of in the last day or so, or 2 days, and it starts with this missing person, and there you've got uh, your the most obvious hook is a plague, obviously the title plague, and this missing person. So you can work at two kind of levels there, um, and then a little more about the NPCs, how they're played, and it's most likely to play out in the poor quarter of your chosen town. And I've put a little an optional map in here with some encounters if your characters are working in or investigating in the poor quarter. That should lead them to an adventure site outside of town. And there's the external map for this area. And then it's a kind of numbered locations going through there. And then you can go into the underground ruin area. And then again, you've got the numbered locations, what's going on here. Now, the format of these are each location has its purpose and sensory details, three sensory details for the characters, and then things you should know to play it at the table. And this works in with if you need to improvise, as long as you know the purpose, you can improvise. You can throw in more if you want. If you're got some really optimized characters, and they are knocking nine bells out of everything you throw at them. As long as you maintain the purpose, you can improvise, you can ramp up the danger, and likewise you can tone it down, and as long as of, the purpose is maintained, it will all work. And it all ends up with a showdown with the NPC. This is your big showdown, and then the resolution. The final section are all the stat blocks, and then there's the NPC at the end there, and then finally we've got the open game license. So that's the PDF version. Now there's two print on demand versions. So this is the black and white version, and I'm just going to get to the. So in the print version, the maps are back to back, and so they're it's all printed in mono, obviously. There's the underground map. If you When you buy the PDF, you also get the digital version, and you get the full scale maps. Some of the maps are Dice and Logos, but I've edited them, I've moved stairs, I've changed water levels, so they're slightly unique. I've often closed corridors and things. So you will get those in the full resolution, so you can bring them into your virtual tabletop, or if you want, if you've got your own mapping software, you can use them as a trace layer and make full color maps from them. So you get the edited versions. There's also, this is the color version. So you've kind of got this. Well, you can see the color on screen from the PDF. It's slightly better paper quality for the. It feels to me on the. I don't know if you can. So it's the same adventure. Obviously, it's just in color and slightly higher quality for the print version. Now, if you're backing the Kickstarter, there's always a section on risks. The risks to the project. Now, the proofs are already in. The book is printed. I can literally turn this on. I believe it's a fortnight to 3 weeks after the end of a project that Kickstarter transfers funds, and everything is set in stone. So on that day, I can literally release the PDFs. I can send out the discount links to give your complimentary copies, and if you're buying the PDF version with the £5 off discount links, can all go out immediately. This will happen. It's all set up, ready to go. Thank you for watching.